Well, welcome back to Module 1. Just going to do a quick overview of the types of things to expect in this particular module. This is going to be a little bit of the historical perspective of web-based learning. I almost hate to use the term web-based instruction because it's just sort of an old term, but e-learning, online learning, whatever terminology you're used to. But I thought just a little bit of the history of that sort of thing so you have some context about that. And some definitions, some framework, and then some skills to become a course developer, that kind of thing. But we're also going to be looking at some other activities as well. Let's just go ahead and do a quick look at this. So here's some of the definitions in history. I thought it'd be kind of fun to share with you. You can take a look at this and read through this on your own time, of course, but a little bit of the history from which I came. I've been doing this for a very, very long time, so I thought it would be fun to show you some screenshots of some of the early learning management systems. This is a product called Web Course in a Box, and actually, interestingly enough, Emporia State was the first institution in Kansas, probably the region for that matter, to introduce a learning management system, and it happened to be Web Course in a Box way back in the day. And this is kind of what it looked like. This is the entire learning management system. That's all it had. Didn't have anything else. It had class information. It was like a syllabus, some announcements, misspelled, a schedule, some help, some external links, and a link to the students. And that was it. That was all it had. Another screenshot, which you can take a look at later, called WebCT, was very popular. It was developed in Canada, University of British Columbia. Very popular for a long time, up through 2006, when it was acquired by Blackboard. This is an early version of Blackboard. If you've used Blackboard before, this is what Blackboard 4 looked like back in the day. And believe it or not, this is an early version of Canvas. This is what Canvas looked like originally as well, so it's changed quite a bit. So kind of fun to take a look at that just from a historical perspective. I'm not going to get all squishy on you and go into all that history of that whole thing, but I thought that'd be kind of fun. Here's some readings. We're going to be talking about learning theories and creating online experiences, that sort of thing. There's some optional readings in here as well. Again, these link out to open educational resources and then some videos to watch. This is a brief history of online learning. They've got 3 videos, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. And then this one is really interesting if you're coming over from teaching. You maybe start off in teaching or education and K-12 and made the transition over to e-learning, experiential design. This is a great video. Tim Slade interviews, I think, 4 people to talk about that transition and how they got started and how they got their careers off the ground. So, if nothing else, just if you're sort of on that point of your academic career where you're ready to start looking for a job, then this would be really worthwhile taking a look at, just to sort of see how these people got that first job, got their foot in the door, and then worked themselves up into other positions. And let me get this out of the way briefly. There's a written conversation, which you can read the prompt on your own. I'm not requiring that you do that post once, respond twice thing. I just think that's just kind of silly, frankly, and students don't like it. But I am going to reward people that do participate a lot, so I'll probably throw in some bonus points or something. But I think it's just really important for you to be collegial and supportive and engage with your peers and these types of things, and try and be active and engaged in these things, as opposed to having an edict, that you have to post once and respond twice, which is sort of childish. So be participatory, engage, and have some fun and be supportive of your peers in the class. If you see something that intrigues you that they post, give them some supportive words of encouragement, or say, yes, I feel that way too, or this was my experience, or whatever the case might be. But be supportive and be encouraging as much as possible. And there is an assignment this is kind of a fun one. It's kind of an infographic based on the history of online learning. So I'm going to ask you to either use the resources that I provide, hopefully not, use some of your own, just do a quick research of some of the things out there and come back and present a infographic or a slide deck or a short video or an animation or whatever. I like to let people choose the tool that interest them to create these sorts of things. So it's only a 20-point assignment, so you don't have to get super carried away, but um, something that kind of illustrates the history of something. It could be the learning management systems, it could be online learning in K-12, could be corporate e-learning, it could be corporate e-learning tools, whatever. It could be something else. Just sort of a history starting in the 80s, and kind of working yourself forward. You don't have to go back into, the last century. So that's a little bit of the overview of the first module.